Hi everyone, and we're back with the beautiful Lilimar. It's been such a long time. It's been a couple years. The first time I met you, I actually was on a panel. I was hosting, and you were sitting again. What has changed since then? It's been a few years.
I've done two shows on Nickelodeon, and I finally finished all of those. So now we're transitioning and moving on. And I just recently did a film for Netflix for Adam Sandler, which was amazing, and I'm super happy about it. And it's coming out very, very, very soon. It'll be a nice little Halloween special for y'all. So I hope you guys are able to support that, and I hope you guys like it.
It's Adam Sandler. We're going to support. I have the biggest crush on him, by the way.
I
It's
love him
still.
so much. He's such a wonderful person, and it's like one of those things where it's just like you kind of get like, because it's like an idol of yours, and like you look up to them so much, and you're just like, oh my god, what if they're like not nice at all? What if they're just unpleasant to be around?
And I mean, literally, you have to think about those things like all the time. It's like, oh, how are they today? What's gonna happen?
That's the fear, because then you get disappointed. It's like, no, but he is like the most genuine person I've ever seen. And it's just like he talks to everybody and just it's so nice and genuine, jokes around, whatever. It's so approachable, and I'm just like, all these people now. It just like gives you a reality check. Like all these people nowadays that do nothing or do like the stupidest things, and they get such a big head and they think they're all that and treat people like trash. And then you have someone like Adam Sandler, who's so talented and like has so much knowledge and is such a beautiful person. So something to think about for some of y'all. but no, it was a wonderful experience, and I'm really excited for it to come out.
So you're here speaking at the Women's Empowerment Panel. So what are you gonna bring to the table today? Like, what are we discussing? How are we coming together?
Well, depending on the questions, but hopefully we'll talk a lot about relevant topics. And honestly, to me, the most important thing is not just to repeat the same message over again, like girl power and this, we all gotta stick together. But like, okay, we're tired of hearing that. We know that's got to be a thing, but then we have to get into kind of the actual topics of what really interests us as women. What is it that's going to get us to stick together? What is it that we're fighting towards? All these bunch of things. And then stuff that we really just want to say. I think a lot of times now there's this trend of like opinions you have to agree on and opinions you have to say, and stuff that if you say, even like no one's gonna want to like see your side of things. It's like immediately like let's cancel it. Like it's all that bunch of stuff with that cancel culture. And it's just like, can we sit down listening to everybody's perspective, because every woman's opinion is valid. So I'm hoping we get to talk a little bit about that. And it's so nice that Nico, the kind of the little founder of this whole situation, our boo, has brought such a wonderful group of women together. And every year he comes up with just women of different backgrounds, of color, of different walks of life, of different jobs in the industry. So it's nice to get all these perspectives together at different ages too. So like, yeah, I'm excited.
I think what's crazy is that you brought up cancel culture, and that was something that I kind of dealt with recently, kind of putting a friend in the time out. And I'm like, is this worth salvaging and learning from the experience? And like you said, being able to sit down and have that conversation about how we can grow and move on, or if we're going to continue this friendship too. Because the other thing I think that a lot of times that women have issues with, whether it be friendships, relationships, platonic, whatever it is, family, is that we have an issue setting boundaries. And I think from that, I think from that perspective and learning those lessons throughout this year, I found myself really coming together with like a lot of women and bonding and really taking a step back to understand like what's happening, how do we get to this point. And I'm just, because I love being around like powerful, smart women and learning from them too. It's just so many things that we have so much to take away from. But I don't know. I started segueing off. I don't know where it was leading, but it was leading somewhere. It sounded great in my mind.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. Because at first, when I saw the whole cancel culture thing, it was like, I thought it was really funny. I was like, let's cancel this or that. It's the stuff that when you're making jokes, and it's stuff that really like you're just like, yeah, this is something that needs to go away, like a trend or something. I get it. But when we started canceling people without really getting further into what happened or what their thought process is, it's like, why are we punishing people like this? I'm sorry, but we all have the right to make mistakes and right our wrongs and learn from it. Like, there's something, like when you get backlash from people, and especially when artists get it in such a massive, like, way, then you're just like, well, that's definitely going to be a learning experience for them. But you have to be careful when you do it. You can't just attack people like that. So a lot of the times it's like, doesn't matter who it is, whether man or woman or kid or grown, especially people that are, like, out kind of in public, have a public image, and especially child stars when they're growing. It's like, okay, if they do something wrong, you have to understand why they did it wrong. Please try to understand the person and what they go through before you're just like, cancel. Like, this is not right. It's this lack of patience with people, this lack of understanding, this lack of wanting to know. And it's just like, and then if you try to be like, well, let's see their side of things, like, oh, so you're going to do the same thing they're doing? You want to give them an excuse for it's not giving an excuse. It's a human being. You know what I mean? And then there's an explanation for everything everybody does. So it's not that I agree with what they're doing. It's just I want to know why they did it, and if they're really genuinely sorry for it and want to progress and want to grow. Because I think we all, women, men, kids, everybody has the right to do that. It's a natural human right to be able to make mistakes, be able to learn from them. So.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take up any more of your time because I know we're going to get started soon. But thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to be, in touch with you and we do something else together.
Yes, please. Yes. I would love that. I love seeing you all the time. So, yes, thank you for this interview.
And stay tuned, guys. We have more coming up.